Hi everyone, hope you're doing great today. It's Thursday, Fluid Art, yay! I really enjoy doing these classes for a lot of reasons, and gives me a chance to talk to people that I haven't talked to in a while and interact with those that are online with me live, and that means a lot to me. Really appreciate all of your support. And Joan Lee has joined us. Thanks, Joan. And Pamela, wonderful. That's great. Hope everybody's doing well. Hi from Kansas, she says, and I'm hi from Florida. Hi, Aunt Dot. Good to see y'all. Got a couple of announcements to make. I want to show you, I finished working on these little coasters, the ones we did the other day, the flip-flop coasters. There you go. I ended up putting some rope around it because it just gave it a really nice finish. It didn't take very long. And I was able to use the hot glue because when you cut the flip-flop, it leaves that raw edge. It's not sealed. This rubber is not sealed on the side, so I was able to use the hot glue on it. Hey, Sherry. So that was the watermelon, and this is the little palm tree, and I ended up cutting them a little bit larger, so I don't know, it's cute. If you have nothing else to do, go get you some flip-flops, right? If any of you here in the area are looking for a place to go socialize and exercise, there's Amelia Fit on the south end of the island, owned by Kim, and she is offering several different types of classes. She has several different instructors. She does silver sneakers, which is wonderful. It's a low impact exercise. Don't let that think you're not going to exercise, because you will. You may end up feeling it the next day. She has a bar class and also jazzercise. Go check her out. She's on Julia Street. Beautiful, beautiful location. Her room is very pretty. She had to completely gut it and start over new, so it's a really pretty room. And she's got all kinds of exercise toys you can play with. So check her out. What else have we got going on? Hey, Carmen, glad you joined us. So February classes I'm teaching at the Island Art Association, February 1st, the 8th, and the 15th, 9 o'clock till, no, excuse me, 9:30 to 12. And you can get in touch with me through Facebook or ChristinaHickey@gmail.com. I've got it written on the description here for the show. Register. We're going to be doing 2 different techniques for each class. You can take one class or you can take them all. If you take them all, let me know ahead of time and I'll give you a discount, okay? I really appreciate it. So I have accepted a challenge on one of the other groups, from a group that I'm on called Florida Paint Pouring Addicts. And this week's challenge was do a piece of art in your sports team's colors. I thought, okay, I'll try this, right? I have a confession. I'm not really a big sports fan, but my mother was. She loved Alabama football, so this one's for you, Mom. And I hope I can do it justice. I've got something in my mind, and hopefully it'll transfer onto this canvas. So here we go. We're going to the canvas. This is an 11 by 14. Have the little push pins in it, and I have ran my hands over it. It feels really nice, so I don't have to do any sanding. And I have my wet paper towels, because I do want to do a paper towel swipe on this. And what I'm thinking, I need to get my white paint. What I'm thinking is doing kind of a mingled gray, red, and black background, and then do the letter A on top of that in a spooning technique. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm going to try to do. Yes, I'm still scattered everywhere. I needed to go get my smoother here. And so what we're going to start off with, this is white apple barrel paint. It's mixed 50-50 with Floetrol. And Floetrol you can pick up usually at your hardware stores. This is what the 1 gallon container looks like, and it's, let's see, over here. Yeah, right there. Latex base. Make sure you pick that one up. They have oil base also. And that gallon runs about $14 a gallon. They do have it available in quarts. That is like $7. So your better buy is for the quart or for the gallon. Always has been in paint. Better buy's always been to get the larger one. And just filling this white. I should have enough here. So I'm going to do the A this way. And so I think I'll swipe from here or there. I don't know yet. We'll wing it. We'll see what happens. That's sometimes a lot of fun when you're doing fluid art, you know, just to start and see what develops. And I want enough on here just to lightly coat the canvas. This is a little plastic smoother that you can pick up in the hardware department at your local big box. And they come 3 in a package. This one did. But I'm just gently laying this on the canvas and gliding. You don't have to apply a lot of pressure. A light touch is exactly what you want. You can take it and go over the edge a little bit, and it'll bring your paint over onto the edge. We do want the edges covered this time. And start up here. Hope everybody's doing well today. Your Floetrol acts like a medium for your paints. It will slow down the drying time, and also in the fluid art, it will level everything out pretty much. And if you get it on here pretty thick, sometimes it will help with cracking, prevent your paint from cracking. I kind of learned that the hard way. Sometimes if you don't have enough Floetrol in your paints, they will crack. if it's on here real thick. Let's see if I can cover it over here. You don't want your canvas to be seen on the top or your edges, so just make sure you don't have any little dips and valleys. Straighten it out, float it out as much as you can. Don't worry about if it's not perfect. I think there's a little bit of something right there. We got that storm last night, well, early this morning, that everybody else has had west of us. And my goodness, that was just really intense storm. I think it woke everybody up over here in this part of town. Okay, now here comes the scary part, right? We're going to do this. Alabama's colors are gray and red with a touch of black and a touch of white. So I would like the background to be mostly gray, and I have some metallics that I'm going to put on here also. This metallic here is Folk Art Enamels. It's a sterling silver, real pretty color. And the red is red from Apple Barrel, bright red. I actually have two shades of red. The black is a metallic black from Folk Art, and I have a deep gray, dark gray Apple Barrel gloss. And these gloss paints, they can be used for indoor, outdoor, and also on non-porous subjects. So if you're painting on glass, you don't have to worry about priming it. It just needs to dry, and it will need to cure also for a couple of weeks. These are wonderful to use on non-porous subjects. I think each line has their own brand of paints that you can use. So for this swiping technique, I could do it one or two ways. Usually you can drip your paint colors all over the place, make it intermingle, or you can do lines, swipe with your tool, swipe with the paper towel. I think what I'm going to do is do a mingle of colors. So I'll have a little bit more control. Now this is also an Apple Barrel dark gray color. And all of these in front here have the silicone in them, because I thought it'd be kind of neat that we have some cell action going on in the swipe. And as you see, I'm just going to drizzle. And since I want a lot of gray in the background, I'm going to use a lot of this color on here. Okay. Now let's add some red. And a touch of black. It's looking pretty good so far. Might not want to swipe it, right? Okay, and want to use some of this metallic silver to give it some punch. Hey, Linda, thanks for joining today. We'll see what happens. You don't know till you try. And this is kind of thick. I love doing paper towel swipes because most of the time it only takes one width of a paper towel to do the whole board. And that's why I decided to use this. I believe it's 11 by 14 board here. And I don't have to do 2 swipes. I can do it all at the same time and hopefully get a very uniformed swipe. And let's see. No special kind of paper towel. This is one of the more inexpensive ones. I wet it. It's a little damp. It's not real wet. It's just more wet than damp, if that makes sense. And what I'm going to do here is lay the paper towel out on here, and I'm going to straighten the edge because I want to make sure this edge runs along here, and I've learned that sometimes that helps. Okay. And we're just going to gently put the paper towel on here, and I'm hoping that it will start. It's not really working the way I want it to. So I'm going to help it out here. I want the paper towel to make contact with the canvas in the beginning. See how it's absorbing the paint? I don't know why this thing's being so contrary. There. Might need 3 hands. It is. It's being so contrary. I can't get my fingers manipulating. All right, here we go. It's down a little bit further than I wanted it to be, but and you're just going to lightly bring it with you, bring it towards you or away from you, depending on what angle you want your swipe to go. Now, since this is, I don't know, I'll give it a minute and see. There are some cells developing. I hope y'all can see that. I'm just wondering if I should go over it. That's what I'm debating. It might look nice. I do see that there is something else in the paint right here. And let's see. I think that's it. Oh, there's something there. What is in the paint? Okay. Now, I've learned in the past that if you want to do it, so you just wanted to do this area here where it's kind of voided, you have to do the whole thing. Because most of the time, if you only do that area, it shows and it'll look like you started and you stopped. So you have to make up your mind at this point, do you want to leave it like this or swipe it all over again? And if you swipe it all over again, of course you're picking up more paint. So I'm going to go for it. I'm going to start at this end and I'm going to bring it that way because this end has quite a bit of paint. And if it doesn't work out, I'll put more paint on it and do it again, but I really don't want a void up there. So I'm using the same paper towel. And I'm also going to wiggle it a little bit there. See, that time it covered the whole canvas. And we have some cell action going on. That's good. All right, I'm going to lay this to the side because we're not going to need it anymore. And get the spoon ready. We're going to use the spoon to put the letter A and hopefully my hand is not too shaky today. I can do a pretty decent A. I'll lift this up here so y'all can see it. So this is what we have going on so far. And for the spooning, move this down here this way some. So the spooning, the paint colors I want in this A, I would like to have all the colors. So I'm going to pour kind of like a dirty pour in this cup. And we'll just see how it goes. Okay, there's the red, and I used the deeper red. I'm going to use some white. This is a pearl. No, this is the metallic white. And I'm just going to layer them enough to where they cover each previous color. Okay, here's the gray. This is the silver, sterling silver. And let's go with a little bit of the black. This is a metallic black. And I'm going to layer them again. This time I'm going to use the metallic red instead of the bright red, because I would like to have some of the shimmer. And what did we go with? We went with white, metallic white. Silver. Bet this would make a really pretty dirty pour, but we're not going to do it as a dirty pour. Now, if you wanted to, you could let this dry and then take some contact paper, cut out your letter of your sports team or whatever, a silhouette of any type of design, put that on top of this that's dry, okay? And then make you a dirty pour it on top. Let that dry. Should be dry the next day. And then you can peel up your contact paper and you'd have both designs. That's really neat to do that. But for the show's sake, I'm not going to have time. And I thought, well, I'll just use the spooning effect and hopefully I can draw a good A. Okay. So all of our colors are layered at least twice. And I drew my little A, so that's what I'm trying to mimic here. And I'm going to stir, not a whole lot. I'm just going to go back and forth a couple of times because I do want the colors to be intermingling each other, but I don't want them to mix thoroughly. And as an example, to make sure these colors are going to do what I want them to do, I'm going to use this area here to test. So what I want to do is get all the colors in my spoon, okay? And then basically this is what I'm going to be doing. And it's going pretty good. This is kind of like a ribbon pour technique. A lot of black, a lot of silver. Oh, I should have gone up. Should have gone up on that side. And we're going to go here. I think it goes up here. Yep. So that's what I want to do on this. Y'all keep your fingers crossed. That's what I'm going to go for. All right, here we go. Now see, the black would have looked really nice on this, but it's gotten to where okay. Now I need to pick up the spoon. I don't want to drip any paint. Get my letter out here and look at it. So we need to go up on this side to here. See if I can do that. I think what I'll do is pour here. There we go. Now I can make this wider. Let's see. Not too bad. It's not too bad. Okay. Hey, Kaylee. Thanks for popping in today. Okay, now we got to go. Let's see. Up. And this side goes down. Like that. So I'm going to work a little bit more on this area here. I'm digging into the red now. Let's see. This is really pretty though, the way the paint colors are forming the ribbon. Let's see. We can go here a little bit more. Ah, the trick is not letting don't let your paint drip from the spoon. Now I'm just kind of touching up areas that could use some extra color. See, it dripped. I did not move my spoon fast enough. Darn it. Let's see what I can do about that. Let's see here. I could leave it. It kind of looks like it's blending in. Would be nice if the A was a little bit darker. Let me turn this around so y'all can see it. So we did a swipe and we did a ribbon pour to create that. And the background colors have silicone in them. So you can start seeing the cells that are popping up. The colors that make up the A only have Floetrol in them, and Floetrol will give you some cell activity, but not a whole lot, usually, generally. And there we go. I can't tilt it too much because it'll all start sliding. But I think this A needs to have more contrast. So I'm going to add some black to this. The black was on top, that's why we have so much there. And a little bit of the silver and the metallic red. There. And turn this around. We're just about through. So what I'm going to try to achieve here, I would like to have more contrast, so I've put more black, and I have more black in the spoon, so this should work out nice. But I don't want it to get too thick, because then it'll start moving. I might not be able to control Oh, that time we have a lot of silver. That's a little bit better. All right, I got some black in that spoon this time. Let's see what it does. Much better. Much better. Okay, we're going to bring this around here. Yep, I think that's going to be it. I do want to remove that. Are y'all seeing a lot of little tricks today? There we go. But that's how you learn, you know, if it messes up. Most of the time you can fix it. There we go. Okay, Roll Tide. How about that? That's my sports challenge. So, won't y'all give it a try? Thanks for hanging out with me today. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So we did a swipe and then a ribbon pour. And my drawing skills were really good. An elephant would have looked really cute on it. So, well, thank you, everybody. Does anybody have any questions? If you do one, post it to MajicMixx. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see some of y'all's work. And we will see you next Tuesday, if not before. Hugs, everybody. Bye-bye.